What is up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my Banished series. In the last episode we had a large issue with our food supply. We actually ran out of food, and as a result we ran out of food and we lost a third, not a quarter, it was a third of our population. So we went from having 150 population at the start of the last video to 109 it just was then. And to boot, at the end of the last episode, we're out of tools. So what's happened is our single blacksmith, well, our blacksmith probably kept dying as well, so that didn't help. Our single blacksmith can't keep up. So I desperately need, probably don't need that many workers. I'll put 2 builders on, some maximum that can work here. Desperately need this other blacksmith built. I also don't think it helps. He's trying to make steel tools and we don't have coal at the moment. And I just remembered we have tools here. So if those tools come back out, which there they go, that will resolve a lot of our issue there. So luckily one of our builders still actually has tools. And most of our workers now have tools again because I pulled them out of the trading post. And our builder ran out of tools. If it wasn't for that reserve that I just had in the trading post by mistake, I would have been stuffed for tools. What I'm going to do to prevent that from happening again, and now that we have 2 blacksmiths, 100 tools is our stock. Currently got 15 in buffer. Still waiting on our chickens to reproduce. Once it gets to about 10, I think, or 20, somewhere around there, I can split them. The more we have, the faster they'll reproduce as well. And I'm going to increase our stock of firewood in here to 500. And I'm not going to take any more hide coats. I'm over 5,000 food right now. I don't need anything he has. So that food disaster has actually resulted in something good for us. We now have a decent buffer of food. What I would like though is some crop seeds. These pastures aren't quite right. Seven by 8, 7 by 8, 6 by 8. These first two orchards are actually one narrower than they're supposed to be as well. So I've made a mistake there, but I'm just gonna leave it. Closer housing for our people that work here. I would like to actually put a small general store or a hardware store, which I don't think I can. So that's one thing to take into note. If I actually put one there, I'll be able to do another set next to it without needing as many stores. And we're back up to our 10% workers, or at least based on our population at the start. What I'm going to do is, we've got a little bit of a hill here, which we're going to ignore. Going to come out this way. And I'm going to go up that way. Unpause all of these. And we're going to start putting down. So we got 7 by 8. Which way was it? Okay. So 7 by 8 orchard. Do our road. In the middle as well. Cabbage seeds. $2,000 from that. Okay, let's go 33. Short by 1. Okay. Let's do 34 there. There we go, so I'm overpaying by 2. I completely understand that I'm overpaying by 2. Cabbage. Cabbage. Let's get 2 workers on it. And I've got 2 spare workers as well. I'm going to put them both into forestry. So I actually put the last 5 I need in there. So the good thing about planting crops during winter, which I didn't plan on doing it by the way, is they're going to plant as soon as possible when we go into spring, which means we'll get a full harvest instead of them planting through the spring. Okay, and we've got our second setup there. What I'll actually do extend our road out a little bit. And I'll double check the size our pasture is supposed to be. It's 15 by 17. So we got the 17. There's our 15. Road in the middle. Right there. And we'll put our storage barn in the middle again. And with another road. Instead of putting a road in between, I'm actually going to put general store. I'll actually put it this way. I'll actually try to take those 2 chickens. Well, a few more chickens. See what I've got. All 500 of that. 5 more chickens, trade. There, that gives me 2 lots of chickens. One holds 36, the other one holds 39 because they're not the correct size. And my chickens did finally start to reproduce. Okay, and I'll come back over here. So, houses. There we go, plenty of houses for another population explosion. And between our 2 fields we produced over 700 cabbage in the last year. And we're already in spring, so I'm not going to get the next one going. Apparently all our chickens are actually in this one. Okay, we have 17 workers. Let's make sure everything is fully equipped. So we've got miners. I'll forget about that one for now. Put our extra trader on. Fill up our vendors again. Don't know why this one isn't being worked on. We do have a large number of buildings at the moment ready to be built. They'll get to it as they go. And if we have a look at our food again, we've actually got the most food we've ever had. That's good. Especially since we're back up to our 150 population. I'm waiting to be able to split these chickens. If I split them too early, they'll take forever to reproduce. So I'm probably aiming at about 20, I'll split them. And instead of putting them in that one, I should probably move them out a little bit. Actually no, this one here would be, because you don't need as much space for chickens. And we've got a trader. Let's see if we can get 3 sheep, at least. I can get 4 sheep. Okay, 4 sheep. Can go into this one for 15. Dismiss that trader. So with sheep, until they're fully grown, it will provide us with only wool, but that means I can have our tailor make warm clothing instead of leather clothing, which will reduce our use of firewood. So we should see our sheep head over there shortly. Still got plenty of iron in store, so I'll put our 3 extra workers onto quarry, and we just got another low food warning. Now the good thing about having crops now is that we're actually going to have a large boost of food right before winter. So in autumn to late autumn, that start of early winter, they're going to harvest all the food, which is going to give us a big boost of food right before winter. At the moment, it's only 700 food. And the fact that we're actually getting that low food warning again, our food production this year is not keeping up with our usage. So while we're in winter, I'm going to quickly pause it. I have cabbage here. I don't have anything here. Put cabbage in those, get 2 more workers going. There's plenty of housing nearby for them. So they're going to start planting everything. So during spring we get a nice boost of food from the gatherers now. And over the whole year we get a source from the hunters and our chickens. And then in autumn and early winter, we get a boost from our crops. So we've got some annual food that's coming in all year, and some food that comes in once a year, or we get a big boost from it once a year. Currently sitting at our maximum for tools again. Ooh. Okay. 2,500 is our goal. I did not see this. Oh, he just came in. That's why I didn't see him. So we'll trade 34 and 498. Yes, I know, over trading by 2. I'm going to take plum seeds. Trade that for now. And then I can do plum. We've got crops here, so we may as well keep cabbage and plum together. That's 4 more workers. Plums are going to take, well, all the orchards are going to take a couple of years before they actually start producing. But there'll be another one where over the autumn, I believe late summer and autumn, will be the plums. Same as most of the crops. And also, as the trees grow older and fall down, they'll provide us with wood. So what I'll do is I'll put a small, just a very small stockpile there. And one there as well. So I'm getting just a little bit concerned about our food again. So we used pretty much 1,000 more food than we produced. But with our chickens coming up, it will take a while, but they'll start producing more food as well. Currently got all our workers fairly well topped off, except for miners and stone cutters. We've recovered from the great lack of food that we had, although it looks like we're about to have another one. I really don't like that. But our population's back up to about where it was. Adults is higher, but our children is lower. Here we go, getting our boost of food in. I'm going to wait until we get to 20 chickens before I split them. Although I do really want to split them. We're almost at the end of the video, so I'll actually split the chickens in the next episode. Plenty of housing being built. Good general store here, providing them with pretty much everything they need. And plenty more labourers coming through. But we do need food. It's a 700 boost. We have less than 1,000 food to get through winter. That is not enough food. So even though we do have things still producing, that is not enough food. So you see, this is where we had our last issue. So that's where our last issue was. Big jump in food, big population growth, and now we're about to have it again. This is not good. I don't want to put cabbage and plums here because I don't want the spread of disease if it comes in. I want a different crop to put there. And plums aren't going to produce for a little bit longer yet. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe down below. And I'll see you next time.